Let's start off with Nikke. I know, the gameplay itself is super simple and that is why it is sitting in number 10. And if you're asking me why, it is because Nikke is like none other. It is the only gacha game that has this kind of combat. Tell me one game that plays like this. None. The gameplay is basically you swipe your screen and hold it to aim at the enemy. Super simple. Well, you can also auto it, but at the end game, things can get a little complex and quite chaotic in the most fun way possible. It mixes third-person shooting with this slick cover-based system that feels super smooth on mobile phone and very accessible. You control one Nikke at a time, but you can swap between them to use different weapons and abilities, which keep things active and quite interesting. Plus, the burst system is very rewarding and satisfying to use. Once you build up the gauge, you can trigger these flashy team attacks that wipe out enemies really fast. The boss fights are especially super chaotic, super fun, super, I don't know what else, super huge, I guess. So, with huge enemies and bullet hell style attacks flying all over the place, the gameplay of Nikke, it just looks great, feels good to play and unique, and most importantly, it is very fun. Next in number 9 we have Snowbreak. It's been a while since Snowbreak made it in my list, and the combat is where it shines. Snowbreak Containment Zero's combat is a cool mix of third-person shooting and RPG elements that feels action-packed. So if you have played something like Division, this is probably up your forte. So you control one character at a time, but you've got a whole squad backing you up. And switching them mid-fight lets you mix up strategies on the fly. The characters all have different weapons and abilities too, so there's a lot of room to experiment and find combos that fit your playstyle. It's got that smooth sci-fi vibe, which I really like in any games actually, and the shooting feels quite solid. It's not that floaty, it is impactful, and it is super responsive. And because of that, it is always fun and engaging, especially in the boss fights. Man, the boss fights are amazing in this game. And not to mention, the fan service is also amazing. Haha. Number 8, we have the classic action of gacha games. Yes, it is Punishing Grey Raven, and probably the one who started all these action gacha games. For me, PGR combat is basically like playing Devil May Cry on my phone. Well, at first, I can swap between 3 badass android fighters and unleash tons of cool combos. If I nail the dodge at just the right moment, everything slows in a slick Matrix style bullet time. Like in most gacha games, you will get that feeling of satisfaction and a very rewarding experience if you dodge it at the right time. Every fight rains down with this color coded orbs, and matching 3 of the same color supercharges your next move. It's like a mini Candy Crush bonus, right in the middle of combat. All of it feels super smooth, super responsive, super intense. Now I know in the beginning of the game, you have this slow action combat, it's just pretty slow, right? But later on down the road, man, you will feel everything super overwhelming and just epic, cinematic, chaotic, super fun, and huge combos everywhere. So if you can pull through at the beginning of the game, then I think you are in for a very good time. Of course, if you don't like autoplay, this game has no autoplay at all. So if you're asking me why this is in number 8, which is at like the bottom-ish, is because PGR is quite outdated in my opinion, and there are more fun gacha games to play than just PGR. In number 7, we have Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Now, the game's combat is super fun because you actually command each, this T-dolls, you say T-dolls, right? All these characters. It feels like playing XCOM, honestly. I love XCOM. So you move your squad on the map, duck behind cover, pick skills, and plan every move. And the stages have all sorts of objectives like defending or escorting people or stuffs. It's really good. Plus cool terrain features you can use to your advantage. Even the guns feel awesome. This game's sound design is so good. I kid you not. Just play this game, man. Download it, in your PC and just hear the sound of the metal clacking, of the guns shooting, of the guns breaking their armor. Everything feels so good, satisfying. It makes the gameplay feel satisfying and rewarding just because of the sound design. It is amazing. So in this game you can customize your guns with attachments, which is your armor, and your sets. So it's basically your armor sets. And the character animations are super smooth. Man, GF2 Exilium really surprises me in a very good way. This game just feels way more active and hands-on than most gacha games. And that extra control makes every battle more exciting and way less grindy. Yeah, I've been really enjoying GF2 Exilium, man. In number 6 we have Persona 5 The Phantom X. Like GF2, this is a turn-based game. What's not to love about Persona, right? You have a dungeon-based system which I really like, and the semi-open world with lots of things to do, not just go here and there to shop. You gotta increase your confidence with your friends, similar to Persona 5 Royale. The gameplay, you can do fishing, a lot of mini games, you can get a job and whatnot. It's just, for me, it's just the perfect turn-based game. You have this super burst move, which is called highlight attacks. You have this baton passes, so if you hit an enemy with their weaknesses, you get an extra turn. And then if the enemies are all knocked down, you can do this all-out attack. Like, it's like a team attack, which is really cool, and it will deal a lot of damage. And you also have this break system like in Honkai Star Rail, but it is made with points, you know, armor points, which is really cool too. So yeah, Persona 5 The Phantom X, man, a turn-based game with lots of depth and flavor, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I do know what I'm talking about, but I just don't know how to describe it. Hopefully you get the idea. Of course, Reverse 1999 should be in this list because this game's combat is seriously addicting. Well, it is also turn-based, but not the boring kind where you just tap and wait. You gotta really plan your moves, like who to attack first, when to use the cards, you know, not cards, it's like tap the cards to use their skills and move it around so you can get better skills, like better tier skills. So each card has this 1-star icon, and if it lines up side to side, it will upgrade. The skill will be upgraded and it will deal more damage, or it will have more effects. So the gameplay in itself is very simple, but you gotta master everything if you wanna deal crazy amount of damage. And not to mention, all characters have different abilities, which is really cool. Of course, being this is a gacha game, you can auto it if you wanna, but if you play it manually, man, you will get the depth of the turn-based system in this game, and it is awesome.
36 human ideologists.
In number 4 we have Limbus Company. Why is Limbus Company in this list? Because it is simply a fun game to play. Limbus Company is a turn-based game, but it is quite different from any other like Reverse 1999 or Persona 5 The Phantom X. Well, I still have a hard time explaining what the game, like what the combat system is, but I'll do my best to explain it. So in Limbus Company, you pick actions for your team, one at a time. It is of course turn-based, but the fights are anything but simple. Every time two moves collide, the game flips a bunch of coins to see who wins at the clash. Yeah, you are clashing between your team and the enemies. So fights can feel pretty unpredictable. Sometimes it is managed by luck, by the AI itself. But then again, what's not fun about RNG, right? And each character has an ego meter that feels as you fight, and when it's full, you can do a crazy powerful move like, you know, basically a special skills. See, it is pretty hard to explain what this game is all about, but this is a type of game that you should definitely play it to understand it, and you will have a very fun time playing this game. And it is super cool to see the clashing effects in this game, so yeah, just download it, and it is on Steam. It is very accessible, it is a very fun game, definitely a recommended one. Octopath Traveler. This game is absolutely top tier in any turn-based game. Octopath Traveler combat system isn't just a simple turn-based JRPG. When it first came out, everyone was super excited about this game, especially the original one, where you played this game on Switch. So in Octopath Traveler, you have this boost point system where you build up power and can spend it to hit way harder or do extra stuff like maybe more attacks, more buffs, more healing, whatever it is. And in this game, timing is everything. Like when you break an enemy's guard with the right tools to their weaknesses and just unload all your strongest moves while they cannot fight back. It feels so good, so rewarding. I don't know if I can say it's a simple mechanic, but this thing makes turn-based combat very complex. And not to mention that this game can switch characters mid-fight like in Final Fantasy X. Holy, this game is so good. And the bosses, they are all challenging. I love challenging stuff. They feel rewarding, they feel fair. Oh my god, just the visual effects. I know this is about the combat, but you cannot deny that the visual effects in this game is really good. It is one of the best graphics, art style design ever, hands down. So this game is an exceptional turn-based game with a ton of depth to its combat system. Absolutely turn-based game on another level. And in number 2 we have Zenless Zone Zero. I have said why this game is super fun to play and has one of the best combat in any gacha games in my previous video, and that's because every hit feels so satisfying and impactful in this game. If you pay attention to every hit in this game, it has these little pauses of impactfulness like in most fighting games. Not many gacha games can achieve this, because if you overdo it, if you pause it, I guess that's the word, it will feel so sluggish and it will feel so slow. But this game nailed it. Not to mention that this game is a fast-paced game, super stylish, and honestly feels great to play in your hand, and also very responsive. It's got that perfect mix of being easy to get into, but deep enough that you can pull off some crazy moves if you get the hang of it. The tag team attack is so good. This game is, oh my god, it's just super satisfying to pull off those tag team attacks, swapping characters on the fly to chain attacks and parry, and keep the pressure on enemies feel so smooth and so satisfying. And when you nail this perfect dodge, you also get this slow-mo counter-attack, slow-mo effects like in PGR. Maybe that's where they get the idea from PGR. But then again, this game is just chef's kiss for just super accessible for everyone, for kids to play. But I don't think this is for kids because, you know, they all mostly have big personalities. But then again, the gameplay is just chef's kiss. Mwah. Of course, in number 1, it is obviously Wuthering Waves. Now, I'd say if you're judging only from the impactfulness of the game, it's gonna be ZZZ easily. But here we are judging the whole gameplay or combat, and easily Wuwa is taking this spot. This game is like a complete 5-star Michelin dish. Yeah, not a 3-star anymore, a fucking 5-star. First, this game is fast, flashy, and super responsive. You are constantly dodging, countering, and swapping between characters to create insane combos of skills. You have intro skills, outro skills, ultimate, basic skills, and combos that character you are using. And of course, echo skills. Yeah, a lot of fucking skills! In the beginning of the game, it is pretty simple, but when you get to the mid to end game, man, it can feel overwhelming. Even till this day, sometimes I just spam buttons to get the max damage, but I love how cinematic the ultimates are in this game. My god, every fight in this game is such an eye candy. Plus, this game is fair and challenging. Even though you don't have the latest 5-star characters, you can still complete every challenge in the game. The main character is so much fun to use and can deal a great amount of damage. And the main character of this game is not weak, and he or she is super cool looking. And this is what a main character should be in an anime. Super cool, pretty kind of overpowered a bit. Man, I am so glad they did this. Man, I am so nerding out right now. I do apologize for that, but this game is bringing up the standard in gacha games combat system. Well, action combat system. And I can guarantee you, if you have played this game and go back to playing Genshin Impact or something like, I don't know, any other action games or even their own game, PGR, they all feel super clunky. I kid you not. This game is just so smooth. Every skills make sense in this game. And also the animation of the moves, they all make sense. Man, I'm going to tell you this, but this game will ruin your standard because you are eating good with this one and you won't eat less tastier than this.
Time to wrap it up. My field of expertise.
So this is my top 10 gacha games that have very fun gameplay or combat system. Now I know not everything has to be action, right? You all see the list. Most of them are of course turn-based games because I do love my good turn-based game. And guys, please, if I do miss something, let me know if you have another, good gacha game that has super decent combat system, because like most people, I don't really play all of them because I just don't have the time. You know what? Maybe if Brave Frontier and King's Raid is still a live service game, maybe that will make it to the list, but it's quite a shame because those games are super simple yet very, very fun. So that's pretty much it. Stay chill, keep playing your games, and have fun with your games. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.